The Muhammadu-Buhari-led federal government has issued a formal response to the attack on the president by ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo, NAN reports. The federal government gave its response on Wednesday, January 24, via the Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. According to Mohammed, the Buhari administration had received Obasanjo's message in good faith. We note that the minister further thanked the ex-president for his positive comments, even as he proceeded to set the record straight. The full statement read, "We have read the press statement by former President Olusegun Obasanjo on the state of the nation. For the record, Chief Obasanjo is a patriot, and he has proven this time and time again. We appreciate what he said concerning the administration's performance in 2 out of the 3 key issues that formed a plank of its campaign, fighting corruption and tackling insurgency. Specifically, the former president said President Buhari must be given credit for his achievements so far in these 2 areas. We thank him for this." Apparently, the former president believes that the administration does not deserve a pass marking the area of the economy, which is the 3rd of our 3-pronged campaign promises. We have no doubt that in the face of massive challenges in this area, this administration has availed itself creditably. We believe that Chief Obasanjo, because of his very busy schedule, may not have been fully availed of developments in the government's efforts to revamp the economy, which was battered by the consequences of overdependence on the commodity as well as unprecedented pillaging of the treasury. Today, most of the indices by which an economy is measured are looking up. Permit me to say, however, that Nigeria would not have exited recession through a mere order or if the administration had not made use of good Nigerians who could help. This administration is making steady progress in its determined effort to revamp the economy, and the results are showing. Foreign reserves have peaked at $40 billion, the highest level in about 4 years. And up from $24 billion just a year ago, even though when we came in, the price of oil had crashed woefully. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, NBC, headline inflation has fallen for 11 consecutive months, standing at 15.37 as at December 2017. This is the lowest inflation rate since Jan 2017, and it has met and surpassed the target set for inflation in the administration's Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP. Our determined implementation of the Treasury Single Account, TSA, has stopped the hemorrhaging of the Treasury. Some 108 billion naira has been saved from removal of maintenance fees payable to banks, pre-TSA. The nation is being saved 24.7 billion naira monthly with the full implementation of the TSA. The elimination of ghost workers has saved the nation 120 billion naira. At about $1.8 billion, the capital inflows in the second quarter of 2017 were almost double the $908 million in the first quarter. In the wake of a stable naira and increased investment inflows, Nigeria's stock market emerged one of the best performing in the world, delivering returns in excess of 40%. Nigeria rose 24 places on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business ranking, and earned a place on the list of top 10 reformers in the world. According to Q3 2017 figures, agriculture export is up year-on-year by 25, solid minerals exports are up year-on-year by 78, raw materials exports are up 70 year-on-year and manufactured goods exports are up 22 year-on-year. Government agencies such as the Nigeria Customs Service are reporting highest ever revenue collection, while JAM, under the new management appointed by President Buhari in 2016, remitted N$7.8 billion to the coffers of the federal government. The total amount remitted by JAM between 2010 and 2016 was a paltry N$51 million. These positive indices may not have immediately impacted positively on Nigerians, but Nigerians will definitely get a new lease of life a short while from now. This is because the good news from the agricultural sector, which is recording a bumper harvest, will bring down the cost of foodstuffs, especially such a staple as rice, and our massive social investment program will ease the pain of the most vulnerable in the society. When we assumed office in 2015, some 6 million farmers were involved in rice production. Thanks to the anchor borrowers program of this administration, we have grown that number to over 12 million farmers. The result is that our rice import from Thailand alone has dropped from 644 metric tons to 22,000 mt in just 2 years. Apart from rice, Nigeria is also doing well in other grains, especially millet, sorghum and maize. We are now the second largest producer of sorghum after the US, the third in millet after India, and our breweries are now enjoying local sourcing of those commodities. For maize, we are producing 10 million tons while we need about 13 million tons for both human and animal nutrition. Nigeria leads the world in the yam and cassava production. We account for 70% of the world's yam production. In 2 years, we hope to be the world's largest exporter of yam. Overall, our ambition is that agriculture should rise from 25 to 40% of GDP, so that we can banish poverty and overcome our economic anxiety. Our social investment program is Nigeria's most ambitious social welfare program ever. Currently, 5.2 million primary school children and 28,249 schools in 19 states are being fed daily. 200,000 unemployed graduates have enlisted into the N-Power job scheme, and 250,000 loans already distributed to artisans, traders, and farmers. Finally, our investment in infrastructure is simply unprecedented. This is because infrastructure is key to faster economic growth and development. Here is a synopsis of what we have done in this area. Power generation at an all-time high of 7,000 MW and all can be transmitted. Rail, Lagos-Kano standard gauges on. Lagos-Ibadan sector ready 2019, Kano-Kaduna ready 2019, the entire stretch ready 2021. Negotiations on for coastal rail covering 15 cities from Lagos to Calabar. Road, 25 major highways being funded with the N100B Sukuk bond, and all geopolitical zones are benefiting equally. This administration is not unaware of the enormity of the challenges facing the nation, but we are up to the task. We have taken the bull by the horns, and long-suffering Nigerians will begin to experience a new lease of life as our efforts yield fruits. We will not go into a state of funk for whatever reason. On the herders/farmers clashes, this administration is determined to end the crisis resulting from this once and for all, not minding the fact that the clashes predate us. We urge Nigerians to have faith in the administration's ability to resolve the crisis, and to watch out for concrete measures in this regard. On whether or not President Muhammadu-Buhari should run for another term, it is true that many Nigerians have been calling on the president to run again, while others are opposed to his return. However, we believe this issue is a distraction for the president at this time. This is because Mr. President spends every waking hour tackling the enormous challenges facing the nation, most of which were bequeathed to his administration by successive past administrations. He is committed to fulfilling the mandate given to him by Nigerians in 2015. And that's where we are right now. Finally, we have no reason to believe that former President Obasanjo has any motive beyond the well-being of the nation in issuing his special press statement. We have also taken his admonition in good faith, and we thank him most sincerely for taking time off his busy schedule to pen such a long statement. Recall that we previously reported that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, Nigeria's former president, on Tuesday, January 23, asked his successor, Muhammadu-Buhari, not to seek re-election in 2019 as he is already being pressured to do by some Nigerians. In a statement, The Way Out, a clarion call for Coalition for Nigeria movement, Obasanjo said President Buhari has performed far below expectation, just as he added that the All Progressives Congress, APC, is not the solution to the country's challenges.